Boxing Truth here. Let's talk about a fight this weekend on the zone between Mikey Garcia and Jessie Vargas. A fight nobody asked for, but it's a decent fight considering there hasn't really been much to look forward to outside of Fury Wilder. It's been a lot of showcase fights on all the networks, especially Showtime. Their best fight, believe it or not, was Gary Russell versus Nambiar, but showcase are upcoming for the rest of the schedule. Top Rank still hasn't unleashed their spring schedule yet, so there hasn't really been much look forward to in terms of mouthwatering matchups. It's been an up and down year so far, but this card is not a bad card in Texas. Being headlined by Jessie Vargas and Mikey Garcia, I'm really looking forward to the undercard fight between Roman Gonzalez looking to get back to the top, taking on Khalid Yafai. Be talking about that fight later on. But this is going to be about Jessie Vargas and how he simply can't deal with counterpunchers. As you can see in the brief highlights I put in this video, Vargas getting worked by Adrian Broner. Broner had one of his better performances in this fight. Was actually looking like a top fighter for once. But you see that he was very comfortable. He was in demand, and he pretty much put a whooping on Jessie Vargas. Whooped Jessie Vargas' ass. Was straight lacing him with combinations and counters throughout the whole fight. Was in control. Was in command. Was looking the best he's looked in a number of years. I mean, it was one of his better performances, and somehow didn't get the decision. Ended up being a draw. Jessie Vargas got away with a gifted draw in a fight that he got beat up pretty bad in, took some hellacious shots. And this is the kryptonite when it comes to Jessie Vargas. He doesn't know how to deal with counterpunchers. He has a very trash defense. Throws a lot of punches, but not very defensively responsible. Doesn't put his hands back up after he throws a combination, which is why he's getting caught with constant counters in the fight against Adrian Broner. It's been the same story with Jessie Vargas. Every time he's matched with a counterpunchers, you'll see his flaws. He's been exposed. Got a gift decision against Khabib Al-Hadid, who is a common opponent that him and Broner actually have. And you saw the difference in the performances. Vargas was exposed, got a gift decision, a fight that he pretty much lost. And Broner dominated Khabib because he does better against counterpunchers, or at least he does a lot better against counterpuncher than Jessie Vargas does. Vargas is also exposed in the Manny Pacquiao fight. Didn't barely won a round. I don't even think he won a round. Who's another master counterpuncher. Couldn't handle the speed, the in and out counters of Manny Pacquiao, and he got a quiet beatdown in that fight. Then the fight against Adrian Broner continues to show the flaws of Jessie Vargas. And since that beatdown, where he got a gift draw against Broner, he's pretty much been a spent force. He's had some mediocre performances. Got a draw against a fringe contender at best in Thomas Delorme. And the question is, how much does Jessie really have left? Now that he's been through some wars, has been taking some beatings. But the only advantage he has in this fight is that he has more experience in the welterweight division. He has a better track record. He has more victories. He's been a champion, but Mikey is the guy who, even though he's older, he's the fresher guy of the two. He hasn't taken a lot of beatings. He hasn't been in much wars. He only had the embarrassment to Errol Spence in his last fight, but somehow was able to get away with that fight out of not getting knocked out. Wasn't that bad of a beating, but he got dominated. So now I expect Mikey to make a statement type performance. It's a risky fight to bet on. You really have to question how much iron is left in the chin of Jessie Vargas after the beatings he's been taking over the past few years, the wars he's been in. But hands down, I think Mikey wins the fight. The only question is whether he wins by decision. Most likely he wins by decision, but there's a possibility he makes a statement by knocking out Jessie Vargas. The more interesting question is, will he stay with the zone? Or will he go running back to Al Heyman after collecting that check from Eddie Hearn, who opened up the checkbook for him in order to take this fight? But expect Mikey to win, hands down. And we'll see where he goes from here, as he's been waiting and hoping for that Manny Pacquiao fight, a fight that he's been asking for a long time, and maybe that long-awaited bout actually comes to fruition. But who knows? Mikey could just be collecting the check and running right back to the PBC, and maybe he'll most likely stay in the welterweight division, even though he talks about coming back down. The guy's a mercenary. He goes where the biggest available payday is going to be at, especially now at this stage of his career. Now at 32 years of age, I expect Mikey to stay in the welterweight division, possibly be in another major fight, and that's it. That's the career of Mikey Garcia. And for Vargas, this is going to be his last payday and possibly his last major fight. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.